Hello everyone, welcome back to Barham Engines, where today I am measuring the Cosworth, but more importantly, this is the Cosworth that we're building for ourselves. What do you think to that blue?
I like that.
Considering it was your idea,
Well, yeah.
I should hope you do.
It's nice.
So basically, guys, not that we're doing our own stuff instead of customers, we're not, but I have got to start making a move on what I do with this engine, because obviously this is a 200 block. I want to long stud it.
Yeah.
And I'm just figuring out what pistons and rods to put in it. Now, I bought this block, when did I buy this? Beginning of the winter.
I think it was more like the start of this year at some point.
I think I might have bought two 200 blocks, and we've ended up with this.
Yeah.
And what I was going to do, I was toying with either selling the block. No, I bought two and I sold one block.
Yeah, that's right.
Whether to sell the block, whether to build a short engine, didn't know really what to do. But mate, you know that I do change my mind quite regularly.
You do.
We
that
all
is
know
a
that.
trait of yours.
It is a trait, and like you say, it's a roller coaster ride hanging around with me.
It is.
But I've come up with another airbrain idea. We were going to be sticking something tasty in the Mark II van.
We were, yeah.
So Tom has got the Mark II van at the moment. He's put the big tunnel in it, so the automatic tunnel, so we can run a T5 gearbox, or someone can.
Yeah.
He has put the 5-link kit in the back, or a 4-link and a panhard rod, just to toughen it up. We've got to brace the English axle, and what we were going to do is stick something tasty in there. The only thing is, we've done quite a lot of work on the yellow one.
Yes.
We thoroughly enjoy it. Love the way it handles, especially with them new AR1 Nankangs on there.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But you could always do with a little bit more poke, couldn't you?
Well, yep.
And a little bit more poke.
You quite like that car.
I love that car.
I mean,
I love the car, love the condition of the car, the fact that I can use it, it's nice and usable. We've got everything sorted now. So I've had another little idea. Do we pull the crossflow out of that Escort at some point, do it right up, or tidy it right up, put that into the van when the van's done, and have it as a nice, usable van, liveried up in the Barham Engines classic livery.
yeah, because that van's all quite a nice shell and everything, all been freshly painted and that.
That's
so.
it. And bear in mind, it's still a tasty crossflow.
Yeah, definitely.
With the twin 40s. And do we just build this into an entire Cosworth turbo engine, put a big tunnel, 5-link kit in the Escort, in the yellow one, and use that as a track weapon? You tell me what you think about that idea. Because I, at this moment in time, think it's a wonderful idea.
I think it's, considering we do Cosworths, and you really like that car, plus it's a Mark I Escort, it's iconic, isn't it?
Exactly.
It would be a great advertisement to have a Cosworth built by us in a Mark I Escort in bright yellow with the with that livery on it.
I think so.
It's like, it's cool, isn't it?
It is.
Get
and it handles
absolutely.
If it was, I'll tell you what, if I'd gone round that track and it was a bit of a heap, then maybe not, but it handles perfect. How it's going to handle with about 300 horsepower, I do not know. If we do decide to go for the Cosy, we ain't going to go bananas.
No. Yes.
He's looking at it. But I just think it'd be rude not to have a Cosy in something, wouldn't it?
So what are you thinking, like
300,
350 horsepower?
something like that,
around
mate,
there?
300 horsepower.
So a little bit, well...
Start off at about that and see what it's like.
It's still...
But I don't want to ruin the characteristics of the car. I don't want to be overwhelmed with power, although that sounds ridiculous, putting a Cosy in it.
What about having a couple of different maps for it?
Could do that,
like low boost
absolutely
or
fine.
Something.
Another reason is because we could do with a bit more legs, a little bit more top end to go and do some different circuits with it, because I'd love to do that with it.
Yeah.
And obviously on the road it would just be, it's revving its nuts off all the time, that's the trouble.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is an idea. So what I've decided to do, no matter which way we go around it, whether we put it in that, whether we put it in the van, or whether we sell it, I'm basically using all the bits we've got. I'm going to build a complete
Well, you
Cosworth
might as
engine.
well, yeah, build up an engine.
Yeah, so I've got a head from Charlie at CTM, and he's going to be porting that. Why not? I've got a rocker cover, which we have done in that lovely blue, which isn't quite the blue of the Escort Cosworth. It is a lighter blue,
yeah.
but I think that's a bit more of a classic blue. It's the same blue as I painted the, as you pointed out, the M3 block in.
Yeah, I think it is anyway, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
it just looks nice and a bit more classic-y.
Yeah.
Sort of
It's
slightly
sort
different.
it reminds me of like Shelby colours.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. It's lovely. So, yeah, managed to get this rocker cover.
Yeah.
That was sitting in our cupboard actually, but it was a customer's and he sold it to me. So wonderful. Quite hard to get now and expensive. We've got the 200 block. We're going to have a ported head. We've got a crankshaft in the cupboard. We have got. I'm in an iron which way to go on the pistons, but we have got a set of long rod, short piston set up in the cupboard at standard, so it mean I'd have to liner the block. So we're probably going to stick a set of ductile iron liners in there.
Well, you got a few different options for pistons, haven't you? Got
and
a couple of
obviously
things in stock, so.
And the stud. So it'd be a real tasty motor, this.
Yeah.
I've got manifolds, inlet and exhaust. I've got a T3 hybrid, which would be perfect for this if we're going to run it in the Mark 1. Off a friend of mine, Russell, who's going to be going over to the bigger side.
Nice.
But the turbo he's got has been fairly recently done. So, yeah, this is an option. At the moment, mate, I'm swaying towards putting it in the yellow one.
Yeah.
And popping the bonnet. I like the fact that the car isn't 100%, and you pop the bonnet, it's going to have this immaculate, standardy looking Cosworth engine, which is what we do, isn't it?
I think all that yellow car needs is just a good clean in the engine bay and maybe some new underseal or something, and it's probably all right.
Job done. That's all you need, isn't it?
Patching up. It doesn't need anything crazy, does it?
No, absolutely love it. So yeah, that's the plan at the minute, mate, and I'm just in between jobs. I'm just trying to do a few bits and then come in a few evenings, a couple of weekends and get it all done, isn't it? Once I've accumulated the bits. Our friend Steve has helped me out with quite a lot of the bits. ECU, wiring loom, all that jazz. He's the man. Moving off of our own stuff onto customer stuff, mate. We've done the Cosworth there for our friend in Spain.
Yep.
We have actually got another Cosworth coming tomorrow from Wales.
Ideal.
Lovely job, mate.
Always good.
We never have too many Cosies here. And also, I think, is it tomorrow? We've got another Cosworth, the BOA?
BOA Cosworth.
BOA, so that'll be two of them.
Collins one.
Yeah. And so that's two we're going to have to crack on with, but we won't be getting on with that before we get on with the one we've already got.
No, yeah, we've got a few V6s on the go now. Oh, are we going to go on about the Mitsubishi?
Yes, we are indeed. That's exactly where I'm heading.
Nice.
So, as you can see, that horrible looking area over there
very
is
messy.
the Mitsubishi 3000 GT. Not the GTO, the GT, which apparently is rarer.
It's the
manual box?
Or is it? Yeah, it's the manual.
Well, it has got a manual box, but somebody told me that some of the GTOs have got a manual box.
Oh, I don't know.
But I don't know, mate.
They're a very similar car, aren't they? So.
But apparently, this is a 3-litre V6 twin turbo, and this engine is a fairly, if I'm right, fairly generic sort of engine, and they put it in quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah, or at least the bottom end.
Yeah.
From what we could see.
Now, the symptoms with this engine were it started to get a little bit tappy, apparently sort of up the top end. We suspected, first of all, we wanted to have a look at the turbos, because usually our friends at Turbo Performance can tell us usually a lot of what's been going on with the engine through the turbos, really. So we normally send them off, get it diagnosed, and he said there was a lot of debris going around there.
Yeah.
Harsh debris.
Gritty stuff.
At some point.
And the turbos were in a hell of a state.
They were horrid and in desperate need of some TLC. So the customer said, look, you may as well go through them anyway, because no matter what, we're going to be sorting this out.
Yeah,
so we sort of kept fingers and toes crossed and hoped that the tapping was nothing more than something up the very top of the cylinder head.
Yeah.
But I said, first of all, what we'll do is take the rocker covers off, sump off, and see if we can see anything horrible. And
well, upon first inspection, obviously taking the rocker covers off, didn't look too bad. It's all very clean up the top.
Up the top, yeah,
I took
clean
a
enough
cam cap off and no scoring or anything,
Yeah.
so I thought, well, that's a good sign. We got the sump off, and I mean, you look at that. I mean, there were other signs, but you look at that and that looks all right. But
looks clean enough.
in the pickup, you can sort of just see a few little flecks in there.
A few little goldy, silvery flecks, which is never great news.
No, but then in the sump, you can see it all there.
Look at that, and you can see it sitting in the bottom of the sump, mate. That is not nice.
There's quite a lot of, yeah, that's like bearing material, isn't it? So from there, it was sort of a,
just have a quick
which
feel.
one is it, basically?
Yeah. Basically, when you see like a gold and silver fleck, it's normally bearing
There's
material.
quite big chunks as well, which is like delamination of the bearing.
Yeah.
So we've basically
diagnosed that at least
that's
number
no
3
good.
has done an end.
Big time.
So what normally happens, if you've got a tapping up the top end, it's not necessarily anything at the top end, but when it's done an end that bad, like it feels like it's got pretty much no shell left in there, what happens is there's that much movement that you all of a sudden get a piston touching the head.
Yeah.
And there be your
Sort
tapping.
of whips it up, doesn't it?
So we're half expecting if we get this apart, take the heads off, there'll be some signs of the piston touching the cylinder head.
Yeah.
So not great news.
But haven't gone any further because
Still trying to get hold of the customer.
Yet, but
He's probably watched this video before I get hold of him and think, oh, great.
yeah.
But it was one of the possibilities that we were sort of half expecting, maybe something like that. Only good news, well, there's 2 lots of good news. One is that everything's doable.
Yeah. You
And
can get the
2,
bits and
the
that.
crankshafts don't seem to be very dearly priced, do they?
No, they ain't too bad. But I
seem
mean, because it's, you know, I assumed that these were quite a rare engine.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be impossible, but they don't seem too bad.
Well,
For a decent quality one as well.
Yeah, I found like a new crankshaft, £250 and they list it for God knows how many vehicles.
Yeah.
So, seems to be a fairly common crank.
Yeah.
Probably a fairly common bottom end, really.
We should probably check that all the oil pump and everything's all the same.
Yeah, I think John's done a bit of homework before the customer even sent it in, and we can get quite a lot of the bits.
That's good.
Which is all good. So, yeah, it's a case of now get in touch with him, give him the not so great news, and see if he wants to go ahead with it, mate.
Yeah.
But it's going to almost certainly be a new crankshaft and 1 rod.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
And hope everything else is salvageable.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go. Looking a bit sorry for itself, but it will leave here if we get the go-ahead. Looking like new.
It will, yeah.
And as I say, the car's nice, so it's probably worth, with this Japanese stuff going up in value drastically, probably worth doing, isn't it?
I'll be quite excited if we do get to do that one.
I know, yeah.
I like that sort of era
Yeah, very nice.
of engine. That looks awesome.
One completed rocker cover for oneself. In a slightly different blue than the original, mate. So that's slightly, and I must admit, I like that blue better.
I really like that.
I think. And
I think that works with
if
the
we
yellow.
just offer it up against the yellow, you can imagine that sitting under the bonnet there.
That's
Lovely
look good.
jubbly with a big blower and everything else nice and minty like this one. If we just put it up there, look. It's going to look sexy, isn't it?
I think so, mate.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
Until the next video where I've completely changed my mind.
Well, we'll see.
Great idea for now, isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
But yeah, until the next video, we have got plenty to go on about in the next video, really. Next couple of videos, haven't we? We've got Simon's going about. Got an update on that. BMW update. Thank you very much. Oh, and that one. Tell them a little bit about that one next time, I think.
And might even be some progress on the BDA by then.
Never know.
Never know.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great evening. We'll see you then. Cheers.